Hello, my fellow Pisceans. Welcome. My name's Shakima, and I'm here to provide you guys with your guidance to close out October. I am a fellow Piscean, as I mentioned at the start of the video, and I am intrigued to see what's going on for us. We've got Venus in retrograde, being one of the two dual signs. It's really going to be one of those shifts that does impact our circumstances. I know we've had a ton of shifts throughout the year so far, but what's another one in that case, eh? So, if you like my, I guess, vibe, my technique, how I go about doing things, I don't do fortune telling. That's not my favor in terms of my practice. I more like to relay the message in terms of the energies that are going to be present and let you know what I see in terms of your path. To help you map and navigate through the process of what's to come, I guess. So if you do like my technique, as I was saying, definitely be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe and tune in for more. And if you'd like to book yourselves a reading, get yourself onto my website. That's www.shakimabrown.com. If you'd like a free reading of 3-card spreads, that's www.shakimabrown.com/free. And you can also get a free prayer of manifestation. So I can just put some positivity in your space. Just sort of while we're on the track of, we've got some elements lending themselves to our space tonight for our readings. We've actually got the water element candle going in the space. This is a seashell that's in there that I actually picked up myself. So it's got a lot of love in it. We've got a lot lending itself to us, guys. So just checking out this space, we've got some earth, water, fire, and I'm about to get our air going from our fire. So this will be interesting as well. I'm just about to bless and cleanse the space and do a little prayer to go into the space to provide some guidance for us, guys, and we can see what insights come along for us in the process of. I'm actually just going to bless my throat so that I can project for you guys as best as possible. I'm going to just anoint my hands as well to be able to pull through the cards for you guys. This is a neem oil that I've made myself as well. I like doing some homemade goodies, and we're just going to anoint the hands and ask that we're able to allow for the hands as a vessel to be used as a tool of divine guidance at this time, guys. So let's get into the space. Well, there's a lot going on for us. We are very, very magical at this time, Pisces. There's a lot going on for us. It didn't really take much to get our, I guess, cleanse going. It didn't really take. We're so ready and willing to do the work, Pisces. That's what I love about us. For the ones that are on that path in their journey, for the ones that are very much bitter and in their ways, then that I would read that as they are very quickly sparked by external factors and they need to let go of some stuff. Okay, so we've got the white sage going in the space. My throat's cleansed, blessed, and anointed. My hands. So I'm just going to say a prayer to open this space for us. Most righteous and divine, highest spirit of love and light, we ask that you come into this space to provide us with some clarity, to provide us with some guidance, to provide us with some insight so that we may take this as an opportunity to embark on the next phase and chapter of the journey. We Allow for this moment to be a decree of the fact that we are open, willing, and ready to receive any and all guidance that is rightfully ours at this time. What we want to see is in favor of my Piscean tribe, guidance for them from today, the 17th of October, closing out the end of October. And we decree that we are open, as it was said. Amen and Ashe. Thank you. Right, guys. So let's get straight into the space, shall we? So we're going to do a Celtic spread. Then we're going to pull a bunch of cards to see what's going on. Depending on what my spirit feels like at the time, I may bring you into the spread so you can see what's going on as I pull the cards. What is the divine guidance for my Piscean tribe at this time, Spirit? The divine guidance is to do with heartbreaks over the future planning. The divine guidance is to do with heartbreaks over the future planning at this time. That's what Spirit's going to be guiding us on. Just a little insight, guys. I'm just going to do a proper shuffle of the cards. There we go. There we go, guys. Okay, so this has to do with what's coming in as well. We need to know that the heartbreak over the lack of progress is really allowing for us to be established. It's allowing for us to be able to plan. Okay. What is the message for my fellow Piscean, Spirit? Where are they and what crosses them at this time? Where are they and what crosses them at this time? What is the message for my fellow Pisceans? Ooh, this is a lot. Okay, so okay. Oh, wow. Bear with me, guys. I'm just sitting with the information. I don't know if I need to do this as a Celtic spread or if I need to be doing an... Okay, no, I'm on the right path. Okay, so Spirit wants to let us know that where we are is at a path of hopelessness. We're at a path of hopelessness, and what's ultimately going to be triggered at this time is the Wheel of Fortune. We will determine where we go depending on whether we decide to be living in faith, abundance, and gratitude to create that externally for ourselves, or whether we'll allow for our hopelessness to allow us to be anxious, depressed, tormented, frustrated. Oh God. There's a lot of challenges. The anxiety is over the challenges. The challenges to do with the conflicts of the past. This is to do with a lot of the challenges and conflicts that was our shadow selves manifesting internally in the external realm, the stuff that we're internally bounded by, the stuff that we're emotionally connected to, the stuff that we're emotionally attached to. There will be an inevitable end to the challenges, and there will be the opportunity for future planning ultimately, but there will be definitely some anxiety going forward, guys. I'm going to show you the spread. I feel like you need to see what's going on for us here, guys. Okay, so right, I'm going to try and clarify the cards as much as I possibly can to give us some insight into where we're headed, guys. Okay, so not to worry, I got you guys. Right, so what's in the subconscious mind for my fellow Pisceans at this time, Spirit? What's in the subconscious mind for my fellow Pisceans at this time? As clearly as you can, please. What's in the subconscious mind for my fellow Pisceans? Okay. This is our card happening. Synchronicities, guys. Ourself. Okay, so we are definitely tapped into ourselves. We're tapped into our subconscious, but I can see that the ego is definitely going to be frustrated by embarking on this path. The ego is definitely hopeless because the conflict and tension, right, is to do with the way that you were doing things. It's to do with the way that you were attacking things externally, rather than just going with the ebb and flows of the synchronicities of the universe, in terms of how you wanted things to be. And that was the challenge ultimately for you. And this is connected to the home. This is connected to what is in harmony and alignment with what values you hold for yourself. And our card's just fallen, so I'm going to go and grab that, guys. So, in the external realm, in the conscious world, what we are doing in terms of our egoic self and nature, there's a misalignment of our ego. Our ego is not connected to our heart, guys. Our mind and our heart isn't connected in terms of what's being created here. That's really the conflicts, that's really the tension. At this time, we really need to be doing some mental work to work through those frustrations, guys, because there's an issue with perfectionism and what it needs to look like, what it needs to appear to be, rather than receiving what is being divinely gifted to us for what it truly is, the opportunity to create something. The message did come to us through our emotions in terms of how we need to tackle things, how we need to address things, but were we really ready to face those things? Because it's showing that we're not in alignment with that in our conscious mind, and we really need to tackle that as a whole, guys. We need to tackle that because it's causing conflict and tension for us. It's really what's making us hopeless at the minute, and it's up to us how we choose to shift that wheel. Are we going to shift it upright, or are we going to shift it at an imbalance where we're creating more karmic debts for ourselves? Are we actually just going to receive what is being gifted to us rather than letting our egos create for itself? What is the atmosphere? No, sorry. What is the attitude? I'm just really intrigued to see what's going on for us Pisces. What is the attitude for my fellow Pisceans at this time? Okay. Right, guys. The attitude for us at this time, just so you can see the cards. There's an imbalance, there's an impracticality in terms of our work and personal life balance, and we are overly committed to our work focuses at the minute, and I can definitely attribute to that. So I'm glad that Spirit called us on the BS for that. And right now we're going to be divinely guided to go into isolation so that we can work on that, so that we can work through that, because there will be some generosities coming our way. There will be some reunions that will be allowing for us to be able to be secure, that will be allowing for us to be able to materialize. Okay, so we won't have to be so... I feel like the reunions are going to be in terms of career. So in terms of our career, there's going to be old people coming in that's going to help us to move further along our new path, so that we can get more of an alignment with what's going on for us, in terms of what Spirit has in mind for our future selves. And our atmosphere cards, guys, have fallen out all over the place because guess what? We are finally open to releasing those restrictions. We are finally open to the new. We are finally open to allowing for ourselves to move out of being imprisoned by those restrictions, move out of being blindfolded by them, by being frustrated with our indecisiveness and information overload half the time. that was causing us creative blocks. We are wanting to move forward from our creative blocks, guys. I'm going to go and grab those cards so that I can get some insight for us on what's going on in the atmosphere. Bear with me, I might be a second. Right, guys, your girl's back. Okay, so the atmosphere for us at this time, guys, is saying, let's get this in. Right. Oh, wow. This is amazing. So it's saying, the atmosphere is saying, by us surrendering and letting go and sacrificing. We've sacrificed so much this year, Pisces, can I just say. The year of retrogrades really brought some enlightenment to our space of creating, but because we've sacrificed all that baggage and we've released it in faith, and trust in the divine, the universe, the abundance that's ever present. Right now, we get the opportunity to celebrate. We get the opportunity to bring in friendships and communities, so that we can be united over the imbalances going forward. And that is what's going to allow for us to be open. That is what's going to see us be able to release the baggage of the self-imposed limitations that we were putting on ourselves and what the situation needed to be like because of our tendencies to be a little bit of a perfectionist, Pisces. If we're not good at something when we try it, then we don't want to really sort of go down the path of it, but we'll try it for as long as we feel like we're passionate about it until we're ready to move on. Okay, so the hopes and fears for us at this time, guys. Hopes and fears for us, Pisces, is that, okay, so we feel as though the past has been unfair. There's been an injustice in the past, and right now we feel like that injustice is the fact that our wishes weren't fulfilled. The fact that we didn't necessarily get to have all that we thought that would come to us, I guess, is the hopes and fears. And going forward, we will be holding on to some baggage. We will be carrying some shit with us, basically. There will be some battle scars, I guess, after this October, guys. So I understand why the persecution is going to be required. The guidance for us as well is to know that we will need to share our voice throughout this month. That's what's going to help us to release this baggage, guys. As we sort of are fearing that we're carrying all this stuff with us in terms of our thoughts, we need to be able to release them and express our emotions. So let that perfectionist find some balance within itself. Let that perfectionist receive some help, because it has the ability to wander, it has the ability to discover, but it's not getting the opportunities to at the minute because of the baggage. There's too much in the space for anything new to be created. So release some stuff first, and then you can be open to move forward on the new voyage, if you will. Okay? What is the outcome for my fellow Piscean spirit for the month of October? What is the outcome? What do you see? What is the outcome for my fellow Pisceans? What do you see? Show me. Okay. The outcome is that the perfectionism and hard work will see things move very quickly forward into manifesting wealth and allowing for a a family coming together, allow for some inheritance, some establishment into the external realm for yourself. Things will be moving very quickly forward with the work that you've done, with the work that you will continue to do, and with the work that's presently happening now. Once you shift that will, for some of us, we will be paying back some karmic debts at this time, and that will also help us to release, okay, so that we can get back into that place of good fortune with the universe after serving our time, right? We're going into isolation, guys, okay? And it's not personal, it's just what we need so our soul can restore itself at this time. Right, so for you guys, I'm actually tempted to pull a work your light oracle card, because I feel like that was the guidance coming into the space, so it'll be interesting to see what it has to say. I do want to clarify one thing firstly, in terms of the near future being anxiety. I want to see what that looks like in terms of the energy, so I'm just going to clarify that quickly for us as well, guys. Actually, clarify the Nine of Swords, Spirit. Why is the Nine of Swords present? What is it here to advise us, Pisces, for the month of October? Clarify the Nine of Swords. Okay. The anxiety is to do with our finances, guys. The anxiety is to do with the fact that we feel like something may be too good to be true, but we're not realizing that we're actually creating this from our sacral chakra. We're actually creating this from our inner being, from our inner selves. But we're lying to ourselves, so we're not able to see that this is happening for us, not to us. Okay? I'm actually just going to do a proper shuffle of the cards as well, so I can get a clear reading for us, Pisces. Okay. Just so I had space, I didn't want to disrupt what we had going on, guys. So, what is the Nine of Swords anxious about? Show us, Spirit. Why is the Nine of Swords here? What do we need to know about the Nine of Swords and the anxiety that will be coming in the near future? What do we need to know at this time? What do we need to know, Spirit? As clearly as you can. As clearly as you can. Just as clear of an insight as possible. Thank you. Okay, we have guidance, guys. So the anxiety for us, guys. Oh, wow. The actual thing that's causing us anxiety is the fact that spirit is at work. We're anxious because spirit's at work to impact and affect our financial constraints, to release us from the financial restrictions that we have, because we are ready to activate our ability to manifest, our ability to project externally through our third eye from that place within ourselves. We are at this point as well ready to just release the things that were seeing us be all tied up. Spirit's working its magic over that for us at this time, guys. Spirit's working its magic for us over the things that were keeping us tied up, over the things that were seeing us be anxious, depressed, and burnt out mentally. The things that were keeping us up at night. Spirit's working its magic and intention over the space for us, guys. The divines heard our calling, okay? Our cry has not been on to deaf ears. Let's see what the divine guidance is for us in terms of working our own light at this time, Pisces. What is the message for my fellow Pisceans for October? What is the message for my fellow Pisceans? You guys are breaking the chain. You guys are breaking the chains of your ancestral patterns and rewriting the future for the next generations to come. You need to understand at this time that your high priestess within yourself is being activated. How are you being called to step up and lead is what you need to ask yourself at this time, Pisces. That's the question. It's October for you guys is a month of inquiry where you need to go within to ask for that clarity and guidance. There's a lot that's sort of coming through for us, Pisces. So let's see what the cards have to say. Ultimately, what we need to know is that it's for the purpose of us trusting the niggle. We need to understand that the universe is trying to tell us something, and we need to be present in the moment to see how the ever unfolding rose is happening for us, how the patterns are unfolding synchronistically so that we can be all that we can be divinely as we came here to do. Okay, let me try and get these cards in so you can see it, my Pisces, because they're so beautiful. I really want you guys to get all the love. And oh wow, this was one of the cards that did actually pop up for us, guys. So this is divinely amazing, a way to tap into our light throughout the month of October, my fellow Pisceans, is to learn that right now we are in a transformation. We're in a transformational cocoon of setting boundaries for ourselves as we go into isolation, of allowing for ourselves to speak our truth and know that we deserve better and it's worth asking for. And we know that from the past, we now have connection to the divine spirits, the ancestors that walk beside us. We know that we're not alone, and that's what the past has taught us. And we've become a teacher of our own creating, because they were our teachers and they continue to guide us. And we know now that they are with us for the rest of the journey because we embarked on the beauty of the path with them through devotion, so that we can connect to the priestess within us, so that we can tap into the mystical realms, to allow for our true selves to shine our light forward externally into the world. And going forward, we realize that we are Mintakan. And what that means is that, you know, we are the original light workers, and that's what we come to realize. That's what the transformation will bring. We will come out of this isolation as our bestest beautiful butterfly. Okay, guys? And that longing for home and longing for belonging, we will realize that we are here to create the home that we desire here on earth, you know? That is how to work our magic at this time. Don't dim our lights, okay? Don't dim your light to fit in. And know that as you are, you deserve to be experienced in the light of that. And anything else is not your truth, okay? Right, so I'm going to pull some angel cards actually and see what the angels have to say for us at this time. I'll pull some angel cards and a romance card for us, and we will probably wrap it up there. We'll see how it goes. Okay, what is the divine guidance for my Pisceans for this October? What do they need to know for the October energies? Trust. Okay, guys? The angels are advising that we trust because this is an opportunity for us, okay? What is the divine guidance for my fellow Pisceans for this October? Spirit, what is the divine... Okay. What we need to trust is that there are helpful people. We have a helpful network of people that are here to be utilized as we embark on our process of our transformation, as we embark on the process of setting our boundaries with those people. They will be able to fulfill the kind of visions that we have, as well, by us being more clear on the vision, by us being more direct about what we see the vision as, so that they can work with us and we can also equally work with them to create that externally. Again, this is just an opportunity for us all to bring our magical forces together to work our intentions and create externally. The angels are letting you know, yes, these are the people, guys. These are the people in the present moment, regardless of how hard it feels, of how vicious it feels when your demons start attacking, when your insecurity starts telling you that it's not going to get any better and it can't get any better, and your poor little ego is so bruised by your external circumstances, it doesn't know any better but to be hopeless. But the angels are saying, yes, this is the divine path for you. Okay? And in fact, because of that, I'm going to pull an energy card for, well, a message from the universe card, sorry, just to see what the universe has to say for us at this time. I'll probably pull that after the romance cards, actually. Sorry if I'm a bit all over the place, guys. I like to listen to spirit. So when I feel like I'm thinking for myself and spirit interjects on a mental level, obviously, I just kind of do as I'm told. I find it much easier. I'm a vessel, so I wouldn't want to interrupt the connection by thinking for myself. What is the message for my fellow Pisceans at this time, Spirit? Romantically, what do they need to know about their romance? Okay, there's codependency. Surprise, surprise. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, fellow Piscean here. I know that we have addictive natures and tendencies, so we definitely need to be addressing that. You know, the romance angels are saying that we need to pay attention to the red flags. We need to be completely honest with ourselves for a minute and just say, this is what the situation is, but how can I make it better? Okay, because that's the only way that progress can happen in the space. That's the only way that it can actually get better. Well, Spirit's saying that's the only way that engagements can happen. That's the only way that one can move to the next phase of the relationship. That's the only way that the relationship can evolve into a new development, into a deeper connection, okay, into a new, I guess, journey of you guys embarking on a ascending together in terms of your romance. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, that's what's happening for my fellow Pisceans at this time. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others, because there's a lot of factors to consider, guys, when it comes to relationships. We have to understand that obviously our angels and guides are working for us, but so too are, you know, our partners, and they come with their own baggage. They come with their own repressed feelings. They come with their own feelings of inadequacy. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously as spirit, we are unlimited in our potential, but as a human vessel, there's only so much we feel that we're capable of, and because of that, we will have tendencies to reflect that externally, and those projections, okay, they affect and impact ourselves as well as others. The message from the romance guides at this time is to know that there are codependencies that needs to be addressed, and it's important for us to pay attention to that red flags, and we need to talk through these spaces with our friends. We need to be communicating with our union of light, our community of, I guess, counsel, you know, the people that we feel comfortable speaking to, so that we can give the relationship a chance and give it the opportunity to be all that it can be. In order for us to do that, we need to know that there's always going to be opportunities for us to forgive and go deeper by learning from the experience. What we need to know is that as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. And that's what's coming for us, Pisces. Forgiveness and learning from the past will bring us engagement. But right now, we have to learn that we need to give the relationship a chance, and we have to work on the partnership right now. And in order to do that, the angels are advising that we just flirt with it a bit. Don't take it too seriously. Extend your light-hearted energy to others, okay? And again, just let your friends help you. Let your friends help you lighten up so that you're not so rigid around the edges, taking things so seriously. I know for us in relationships, Pisces, I don't know that it's so easy for us, because obviously we tend to be, you know, very emotional creatures, I guess. So it's not easy for just anyone to accept and receive us, but also we have difficulties sometimes accepting and receiving others. And That's a reflection of ourselves, parts of ourselves that we're not choosing to accept. And if we take the time to just say, okay, Venus is in retrograde, what is the illusion in this space? If I'm saying that, oh, you don't do this for me, why am I saying that? Do I really feel that way about the situation? And if I do, then obviously this is definitely something that I need to address. But if I don't, I need to understand why I'm projecting this feeling out there for somebody else to feel insecure, putting things out there for somebody else to feel like they are less than, creating an inferiority complex. Let's understand the demons that we're sort of projecting from within externally at ourselves in relationship, guys, because this is the new level at which we can ascend our romance to. Okay, I'm going to pull a message from the universe card for us, and I will probably actually pull a love and light card or a stress card for us, because I feel like it's going to be a trying one to close out October, Pisces. So let's just see what the universe has to say. What is the message for my Pisces this October, Spirit? What is the message for my Pisces? Energy flows where my intention goes. Be clear on that, guys. Wherever you're putting your intention is what's going to manifest. Know that obstacles are detours in the right direction. Spirit's giving you the opportunity to go where you need to, not where you want to. Okay? Right. So, at this time for the month of October, let's have a look, guys. Okay. There's a lot going on in terms of what the universe is going to be doing to assist us in our evolution at this time, guys. The universe is saying that we need to understand that oneness is my true nature, okay? And once we're able to understand that, we'll be able to realize that my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe, okay? Based on the energies of the past, we have come to realize this month of October that through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. And in that past, we have come to realize that happiness is our birthright. You know, right now we're in that place where in between our ego and our emotions, and we're learning where our roots lie in between that. And by doing so, we come to the realization presently that my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Okay, going forward, we realize that when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. And that's all we need to be sure of at this time. We don't need to question it. We don't need to be absolutely sure about it. We just need to be open to receiving it for what it is, because the questioning of what's already happening is the ego trying to learn how to experience spirit. Okay, spirit being emotion. Emotion is here. Love is here to experience itself in all different forms and fractals of itself. And the ego is here to get an understanding of it as love evolves. Okay, so what we're going to do is pull a divine love and light card so that we've got some guidance from scripture at this time to sort of help us embrace funny enough, that's the card that came out, to help us embrace the month of October and all that it has to offer, guys. So spirit wants us to know that we need to become still so that we can hear the voice of God. You know, become still so you may hear the voice of God. For the life of everything living, for the life of every living thing is in his hand, and the breath of every human being. And that's Job 12, verse 10. And by becoming still and hearing the voice of God, we'll be able to create the happy home that we desire. We'll be able to create the world that we see for ourselves, the world that we know is in our heart, that wants to come out and show that inner child that's trying to manifest its external realm. My people will live in safety, quietly at home. They will be at rest. And that is Isaiah 32, verse 18. Okay? So when you feel that you are unrested, Isaiah 32 verse 18. And when you feel like you are struggling with your ego or battling with your ego, go to Job 12 verse 10, so that you may hear the voice of God. And throughout the process, guys, embrace the adventure in your life. Jesus said, "For the kingdom of heaven belongs to those who are like these children." Absolutely, guys. I'm like a big kid myself, so I connect with that 110%. Which brings me to the next message, which is connecting with the living water, connecting your DNA, activating your happiness from a cellular level, guys. Become the change that you want to see externally into your world. Spirit's guiding that the seas belong to Him, for He made it. His hands formed the dry land too. Okay, and with that, we need to know that we leave a trail of love as we walk the earth. So there's nothing to ponder on. There's nothing to be anxious about. There's nothing to be nervous about. Nerves, yes, that's understandable. But what I will say is that the nerves are justifiable. I want to sort of bring this up as I speak on this. The nerves are not justifiable, okay? The nerves are basically barriers that we are creating for ourselves so that we don't live up to the fullest of our potential, and it doesn't do us any service for what we're trying to create. So there's no point in feeding that demon. We might as well put some love in the space, sprinkle and season the space with some love, so that we can actually manifest what it is that we're truly intending. I actually pulled so many cards for you guys, and funny enough, there wasn't any, I guess, divine. It didn't take as much basically as the other reading. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the transformation card for you in terms of working your magic, because I feel like there's going to be some real initiations happening for us in the month of October, guys, and I want for you guys to be as prepared as possible. I'm just looking up to make sure that I've got the right card and stuff for you guys, so I can get the details. I'm getting a little bit nasally, guys, so there's definitely going to be some blockages working its way through for us throughout October, as obviously we've now fully embarked into the autumn/fall season. So things are going to be moving out as our emotions shift. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Things are changing at the cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will be soon. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling, sorry. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within yourselves. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept you in fight, flight, freeze mode. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not a driving force. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed. As you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment, they loosen their grip and fall away. You are being called to find new ways of self-soothe. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshun influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside. And Oshun represents the tender love of the original mother. A rethreading is happening, healing at the deepest of levels. While you are in this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. You may need to review your relationship with your body, perhaps even shifting your diet, exercise regime, or getting energetic help healing support. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support, as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. You are deeply loved. Work your light activation. The guidance is to, I'm going to put it up so you guys can imagine it for yourselves. Imagine that you are holding the card when you're needing to work your light activation, and say to yourself, hold it to your heart and say, I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. I just took a moment to let my heart receive that as well as a fellow Pisces, and this is the guidance for myself. So that was a great way to get my medicine for the month of October, and I will continue to do so. Best of luck to my fellow tribe, my fellow water beauties that are out here doing the work. I wish you guys well. Know that it will be good. It will be for the best or betterment of your spirit and not so much your ego, and that's okay, because sometimes it's worth losing an ego for. Do you know what I mean? Some of our egos are worth sacrificing so that we can really just be able to live in our light. It's time to merge our broken pieces and fractals of ourselves with our divine light that's within. So let's take the time to do that throughout this October. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Thank you for embarking on the journey to see what's to come for us, my fellow Pisceans. May you be divinely blessed in abundance, love, light, and beauty. Ashe. Mwah.